If you're staying in more than one location in Japan, there's a chance you'll need to travel with your luggage at some point. And I know this is something that some of you are a bit worried about because it's not easy going around with your suitcases. So today we're going from Tokyo to Nagoya on the train, so I thought I'd take you with me, show you what it's like traveling with your suitcases, what sort of things to look out for, how to find the lifts, and what it's like. There'll also be all the details about taking luggage on the Shinkansen, and after that I'll mention some alternatives, including how to send your luggage to your hotel and taking the coach. There are lots more tips and practical advice for your Japan trip in my 300-page Japan guidebook. You can get it from cakeswithfaces.co.uk with worldwide shipping. Now, let's get back to Tokyo. Right now, we're just leaving our hotel in Shibuya, so we're going to take the Yamanote Line round to Shinagawa, which is where we're catching the bullet train to Nagoya. Here's our suitcases. We've got 2 large suitcases. I think these are pretty much the largest you can have on a plane. And this one, which is a cabin size, checked baggage size mini suitcase, and we've both got backpacks as well. We recently got these suitcases, which are the sort with 4 wheels on the bottom, and they're so much easier to maneuver than the ones we had before that only had 2 wheels. It makes it a lot easier. So here we are, let's go. Sorry if some of this is shaky or filmed badly. It's difficult traveling with luggage, and even more difficult when you're trying to film as well. I was also trying not to film other people too much. Here we are, Shibuya Station, and first thing we're looking for signs to the Yamanote Line and looking for signs to the lifts. It can be stressful, so I just focus on each step of the journey as you go along and what you need to do in that moment, like find the lift or get to the right platform, and don't get overwhelmed by the whole journey. There's a sign to the lift there, and here's the ticket gates. Thank you. There is a wider ticket gate at the side if that's easier with your luggage. Here's a sign, elevator to the tracks. Pretty much all the signs are in English as well as Japanese, and there are lots of them. This way. They're doing a lot of construction in Shibuya Station at the moment. And here's the lift. Yay. Oh no, we need a different one then. So we went on the elevator to 3 and 4. We want the one to 1 and 2, which is around here. Yes. Or maybe you took a wrong turning. That's just the stairs. Okay, we should have gone this way. Leave yourself plenty of time because it always takes a lot longer when you have suitcases with you, and you never know when you might take a wrong turning. There's the sign, and there's the lift, yay, to the Yamanote Line. Excellent.
They can be quite well signposted, but finding them when you're trying to drag cases around.
Yes, there are a lot of signs. In most cases there's an accessible route, but it's not always the shortest route or the most obvious way to go. Stations have so many exits and they're not all accessible, but there is usually one that is. You can take suitcases on escalators, but today with the extra mini suitcase we wanted to take the lift. And we're on the platform. When you're walking around a station, pay attention to other people and try not to get in the way. Even when it's busy, Japan is quite organised and people tend to walk on one side like traffic. If you need to stop, just pull over to the edge so you're not in the way. We're in single file, so we're not blocking the whole walkway. We're Yamanote Line towards Hamamatsu and Tokyo, and we're going to Shinagawa. We're going to try and stand at the end of the carriage, which is where the priority seats are, and it tells you on the platform where to wait for them. Obviously, we'll keep an eye out and move if anyone comes along who needs the priority space. We'll stand in the lines, which means we won't be on the way of the people getting off. Uh-oh, there's lots of people on there. When you're on the train, your job is to keep out of the way of other people. Pay attention to whether you're in anyone's way or if you're blocking someone who wants to get off the train. It can be tempting to stand by the doors as it looks like an empty space, but pay attention to which side the doors are opening so you're not blocking them. When you get off, keep moving so you're not blocking other people getting off the train. If you've got a lot of stuff with you, when you get off the train, just pull over to the side and wait for everyone else to go away, and then the way will be a lot clearer and you won't be going along in the crowd, and it's much easier. And we're looking for where the lift is. There's a sign to the escalator there. Oh, elevator, go straight. Back the way you came. Oh, there's signs to it up above ahead. If possible, avoid travelling during rush hour because it is very busy. I've been on the Yamanote Line with our cases at about 9 AM in the morning, and it was just a total crush. I think I had about 4 people pressed against me. I couldn't move. It felt like I could take my feet off the ground and not fall down. So avoid that if you can. Not recommended. Oh look, there's a line on the ground. This blue line on the ground leads to the Shinkansen as well. That's handy. The other lines show you where to go for the airports. Here's another sign. The Shinkansen is always in its own section of the station. Here we are, the Shinkansen tracks. There's the ticket gates. So now you can use your JR pass in the automatic ticket gates. You need to go for one of the ones with an arrow on it and not one of the ones that says IC. And make sure you're inserting your JR pass and not your seat reservation card. Here's some information about oversized baggage on the Shinkansen. It's a little box so you can check if your suitcase is oversized or not. Ours is fine. Just, yeah.
But we booked the oversized ticket because it's right on the edge.
Yeah, because it's useful to be able to put your suitcases there. And if your case doesn't fit in this, you have to reserve the seats at the end of the carriage for the oversized baggage, or you could get a fine. But I think most suitcases that you can check in with most airlines will be within these limits. But there's the sizes if you want to check. This little girl definitely knows the best way to travel with luggage. Here's the train times. It says the type of service, whether it's Nozomi, Hikari, Kodama, which is how fast the train is. It tells you the time, where it's going, and the track number. It really helps if you know the number of your train. I know that ours is Hikari 519 there in red. It just makes it easy to spot. And that number is on your seat reservation card. And these displays alternate between Japanese and English. So there's a sign to the elevator to the tracks. Here's my seat reservation card. You can see the train number on there, Hikari 519. And here it says which carriage to go for. Today it's number 8 and seat 17D. You might notice it says Tokyo and we're at Shinagawa. I booked the reservation from Tokyo, then realised that Shinagawa was closer, and I checked the train is going through Shinagawa, so we're just getting on here. No matter how many times I go to Japan, I'll never get tired of how futuristic the Shinkansen looks. It's always exciting. There are so many signs in stations in Japan. There's so much information and it's very organised. We're in carriage number 8, so you can see the 8 there. and this tells you which way to go for the other carriages. There's one here, it's even in Braille. It also tells you on the overhead sign. This one alternates between Japanese and English, so if it looks like this, just wait for it to flip over. This overhead sign tells you which trains are coming up on this platform. You can see our one, the Hikari 519 at 4:10. We've got 10 minutes to go. It alternates between Japanese and English. I think it's fun to learn the Japanese for the station announcements, so you can listen out for them. They say mamonaku a lot, which means soon.
まもなく24番線に16時4分発こだま739号新大阪行きが到着いたします。
Everyone lines up on the platform for each carriage, and the train always stops in exactly the right place. Unlike when I tried driving the Shinkansen in the train driving simulator at the railway park in Nagoya.
Oh no!
The people at the back won't be able to get off, sorry.
線の電車は停車駅は新横浜です。The train at number 24 is
Oh, here we go. Here's our baggage space. I didn't want to get in the way of everyone else getting on, so I got trapped in the baggage space for a moment. There's plenty of room for suitcases in the baggage space at the end of the carriage. If you want to use this space, you have to reserve the seats at the end. So if you haven't reserved the seat at the back for the oversized luggage, you're supposed to put your suitcase on the overhead luggage rack there, or you can put it by your knees if you want to. Just going to test how big the overhead luggage rack is. So this is the mini suitcase, the size that you're allowed to have as your cabin baggage. This is the green car, which is like first class. If you want to know more about it, I have a video comparing the green car to the standard car. The setup in the standard car is very similar, with the baggage space and the overhead luggage rack. A suitcase actually fits in front of your knees better in the standard car because it doesn't have a large footrest like in the green car. You'll notice it's busier in the standard car, so I'd recommend reserving your seat in advance if you want those seats with the extra space for luggage. If you don't want to carry your suitcases with you, you can send them to your hotel with a service called Takkyubin or Takkyubin from Yamato, the delivery company with the cute cat logo. You can arrange this at your hotel's front desk or a convenience store or a Yamato delivery counter. Usually they arrive next day, so you will need to take an overnight bag with you, but some locations like the airports offer same-day delivery if it's not too far. To get the fastest delivery, you need to drop them off in the morning. I've not tried it myself, as I've always carried my bags with me, but I've only heard good things about it, and it'd be easier if you're a family or if it's difficult for you to carry heavy luggage. Another easier option for travelling to or from the airport is a coach. It's definitely a better option than the train if you're travelling at rush hour, which I have done, and let's just say it's a challenge. Check your hotel's website for details of which bus is the most convenient. In the past, I've arranged a bus going back to the airport with my hotel's front desk, so they may be able to help you book it. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll see you next time with more Japan videos on Thursdays.